Hello guys, and welcome to this volkswizard video. Now it's been a good few months since we last featured an up GTI on this channel, but we're going to put that right today. And how? By having a closer look at this very special example that features around £6,000 worth of modifications. But before we do that, I'd like to say a big thanks to everybody who has subscribed to this channel. The numbers are going up really well, but it would be nice to get to 20,000 subs a little bit quicker. So if you haven't subscribed already, please click the link in the description below. Right, back to the car then. So this car and me go back to February this year when owner Mark rang me up and said, would I like to buy it to sell on? Because it would be great if I could make a video on it and share all his hard work with you guys. And here we are 4 months later, because lockdown kind of got in the way. The easiest way to summarize this car is to think of it like the Milltek Sport demo car that was doing the rounds over the last couple of years. It's not identical, but the ethos is the same. Mark's local VW specialist have modified 5 key areas, and they are induction, exhaust, engine mapping, wheels, and the interior, which has been transformed by the rather lovely Cobra bucket seats. Now it's probably a good time to say this video isn't sponsored by anybody. I've not been given anything for free. I'm not being paid to say anything, which is rather unusual when it comes to videos of this nature. But I am honest to a fault. Even though I am selling this car on my website, I will still say to you that I don't like stuff if I don't like it, because hopefully the person who does like most of it can change those things, or the person who wants to buy it might even like all of them and ignore my opinion, because ultimately it is just my opinion. So without any further ado, let's have a closer look at this very special up GTI. Let's start off then with the car. It's a 2019 reg, one of the last to be made before production stopped and they came back at a much higher price. It's got black roof, pure white paint, cruise and park back, and it's a 5-door. I think he got a pretty good deal at £14,100, and it's done 7,000 miles now, and it's in great condition. Onto the modifications then. This is a bit I'm sure you're more interested in. So starting off with a Milltek, it's I'm pretty sure non-resonated, which means it's missing a silencer, and therefore it's quite loud. That was 375 plus VAT. I will just demonstrate how it sounds. You can't get this in a magazine, but you can on a video. So the gimbal's there, the mic there. So yeah, it's quite loud. It's much louder on cold start as well. If you stay tuned, I'll show you how it sounds when you drive the car. Okay, next up we have the Bilstein coilovers. So we've done this already, 650 quid plus that, plus fitting. And yeah, I mean, it's quite hard, but it feels a lot better than standard. Standard is really not that great. I really got to lift them up and see if they ride a little bit more comfortably, even though they're not sort of adjustable for sort of damping and rebound and all that. Okay, under the bonnet then we have the 2 forge items. So we have the intake, which is 149 plus VAT. Not really convinced that's going to suck in cool air, because it's really right over the engine there, but hey ho. And then next to that we have the dreaded dump valve. Well, I suppose I better demonstrate this. I'm sure some people like these, but they've just got a bit of a reputation. Yeah, I think that's quite enough. So dump valve is 210 plus that, which makes a total for those 4 items of £1,660.80, including VAT. So basically the Milltek and the Bilstein are 1,000 plus that, 1,200 of that. And then there's labour to fit all these bits, which also includes the APR stage 1 map at 349 plus that. So in total that's £1,113.48. Now let's move on to something I'm pretty sure everybody likes, but then they do come at quite a stiff price. So inside we have the Cobra bucket seats. I'll just turn that off now. So these are 2,848 of your pounds, which is a lot of money, and I would say that was most definitely worth it. But subject to one caveat, which we'll come to in a sec. Now actually I don't think this sort of lumbar adjuster is particularly brilliant. You can see it pumps out that bit there, and you can release it with that. But it works, and I guess pole positions, as far as I know, don't have those, so yes, you can get comfortable. But the biggest issue for me is that when Cobra supply these as heated, they don't integrate them with the dashboard switches. They've got sort of an aftermarket way of doing that with an additional switch that usually floats around somewhere on the seat base, which is rubbish because the GTI comes with heated seats as standard. So you spend all that money to have switches in the dashboard that don't work. So Mark, being a man of taste and quality, commissioned his specialist to fix that so they actually do work from the dashboard. But I'm not really convinced this level of installation is suitable when you've spent that much money on the seats. So I'm sure it's safe in that, but it just doesn't look very good, and it's sort of sitting there under the seat, which rear passengers would kick. So come on, Cobra, please sort that out. Okay, next up we have the wheels. I'm not too sure how much these cost because we're already up to £5,622, so we're nearly at 19,700, definitely more than £300. I think they're about £100 each, and roughly the same for these tyres. Now, living in Scotland, Mark hasn't gone for performance tyres on this one. He's got these Michelin Alpine winter tyres. But for me, I'd love to try this car on 16s, on coilovers, with those seats and some lovely sticky road tyres. There's a Hankook Ventus, I think Prime, that they do in this size. That would be my top choice at the moment. Other bits as well that are included in the sale but aren't really sort of the things that people get too excited about, but they probably cost him a fair bit of cash, are these. He's got a space saver kit called Road Hero. It comes with a jack and a space saver wheel in there. So that's pretty cool. And actually, I can show you at the back and the front, hardwired dash cams. So these are pretty cool. They do recording while it's parked as well. And I'm pretty sure they cost a pretty penny and take it well over £20,000. Now, today is probably the hottest day of the year. It's getting on for about 30 degrees. So driving this car on those winter tyres is probably not the best idea. So I'm just going to take it into the workshop, put it back onto the original wheels, and then take it for a nice drive. So come along with me. Okay guys, here we are behind the wheel of the modified up GTI. We'll come on to the huffing and puffing in a bit. Firstly, let's talk about the seats, because it's bloody lovely to be behind the wheel of an up GTI in some properly supportive seats. It just makes the whole package gel, and it makes you just want to find corners even more now. You have to remember that, like this car, you're on the rubbish Goodyear tyres, because you'll enjoy corners so much more that you'll maybe forget and find yourself in a hedge. So I'd recommend, if you've got any money left over after the £3,000, to get yourself some good tyres and enjoy the two things together. But my word, you'll have a lot of fun. They feel magic. They're not too tight. I've got to point out though, we haven't got an adjustable backrest, so some people may not fit, especially when you haven't got an adjustable steering column. You can only go up and down. But for me, I'm 6 foot, 32 inch inside leg. They feel great, and on a road like this, wow, 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 wow. Of course, the coilovers help. We've got Bilsteins. I've done a video on those before, and on this relatively smooth B road, they're pretty good. They're a little bit firmer than standard, but the beauty of them is you don't feel like you're going to bottom out. I do want to raise them up a bit to see if we can get a little bit more compliance. But on this smoothish road with these seats, wow, wow. Yeah, I forgot to mention, we have got lumbar adjustment on these seats, which is this like squeezy, pumpy thing here, and it reminds me of sort of a stress relief thing you could buy to help you chill out, which is quite handy because the exhaust is really doing my head in. This is the Milltek non-resonated, and it is frankly utterly tuneless, it's booming on the motorway. It's embarrassing around town. I need to try the resonated version because this is not cool. What's also not cool is the forge dump valve. I'm probably 3 times too old to appreciate that, and when I was 16, thankfully for the rest of the world, I didn't have a driving license, so I couldn't fit one of these to my car. So yeah, probably don't need that. The induction kit, it's alright, but personally I just go for the ITG panel filter. You're not going to invalidate your warranty then either, which brings me on to the other modification. We've got an APR remap, so we're not using the same company Milltek used for their map. APR are a big international tuning company, and fair play to them, the car doesn't feel massively different, which is a good thing. I've publicly said I'm not a big fan of remaps because I don't think the car is really up to it. It's a little bit better at managing the power with this suspension because there's less roll and stuff and there's a bit more grip, but you don't want it to be too different, and thankfully it's not. It's a tiny bit more urgent, but it's not night and day, it's not scrabbly and horrible. It's pretty cool. But whether it's worth invalidating your warranty for that, I'm not so sure, to be honest, because the standard car is pretty sweet and all the other mods just make it so much more fun. Anyway, let's just try. Anyway, we're behind a tractor, it's pretty clear, so yes. Ooh, it does head back the rev limiter quite well. So yeah, it's probably a little bit more top-end urgency, but I don't know, I wouldn't really bother because it's the corners that make this car now, and with these seats and with this suspension, it's insane. We've even got the dash cam thinking we're going to have an accident, so yeah. Okay then, so to summarise, if you can afford the seats, please buy them, they are amazing. Suspension, yeah, definitely could do with it being a bit higher and a little bit softer, but yeah, that was fun, gotta say. Induction kit, no, get an ITG. Dump valve, definitely not, no. And that leaves the remap well. Personally, I wouldn't invalidate your warranty for it. So when they're out of warranty, it's a different story. But if you're going to get one, the APR one feels pretty good. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this volkswizard video on this very special Up GTI. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment, I'll try and reply to all of them. Please share it amongst people you think might be interested. And as ever guys, please do subscribe. Let's get to 20k really quickly now. We're not far off, we're on about 18,500. So yeah, it'd be great to get to 20k, and hopefully that'll open more doors for more videos like this one. I'll see you for the next video soon.